it. It's too late.
Oh, don't let them see me chew it. I hear what bullshit there.
Turn your camera off.
He's eating again.
Exclamation point food in the chat.
Okay.
He's eating again.
Exclamation point food in the chat if anybody can hear me. All right, I'm opening chat. Let me open this ish, man. Let me open this ish. Look, he did it for himself. What a nice guy.
He's eating again.
Is your Nightbot not even fucking here?
He might not gotten here yet. Or you might have been too quick. Maybe he might not be here yet.
What's up, Keone?
What's up, Oni? How we doing? LAT on top, man. Come on, man. Yes, sir. Oh man, I was fucking lit, dude. I went to bed so happy. I had so much dope when I went to bed last night.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were breaking versus Surge in Winners Final. I
Look,
thought they were breaking.
And then I said that the famous words of FaZe also went to Game 5.
Mm-hmm.
And Jake was like, well, it was different. And I said, doesn't matter how you get there.
Mm-hmm.
All roads lead to Game 5. And
That's
it happened.
It was awesome. It was everything I ever wanted and more.
Profit.
I feel like.
Honestly, LAT should throw you the bag. You might have won them the fucking championship yesterday. Now I'm thinking about it.
Dude, Alex is everything, bro.
Can I say, can't do it for my own team, but I'll do it for somebody else.
That's what I'm talking about, Oni. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my god, I was so bro. I mean, we're gonna talk about all this when we actually start the show, but I mean, dude, it's been over 700 days since I saw the Thieves on top, bro. Since I saw them standing there at the end of the event with a trophy, bro. Holy shit, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years, man. We're finally here. All right, let me tweet that we're live as well. What's good, chat? How's everyone doing, man? Welcome in, bro. Welcome in. We have not started the show yet. If you're just joining us, what's good, everybody? What's good? Oh, Splitty coming in off rip, bro. His Australian dollars be raining all over me, man.
Oh, fuck.
What's good, Splitty? How we doing, bro? How we doing? Thank you for the super chat, my guy. Hope you're doing well. All right. I got to tweet. That's what I was gonna do. Where's the tweet your brother posted? I'm trying to quote tweet it. Where'd it go?
In the community.
Bro didn't eat. I get. Yeah, there it is. All right, put that tweet out like that. Bang. Let me go hit it with a retweet on my page. ProLoot tweeted about to crash out 2 minutes ago.
Well, did you see what he tweeted? That Glove Frosty was cheating on his girlfriend at the major?
What?
Did you not see that?
No, I didn't see that. Oh shit, Splitty with a 79.99. What the fuck?
Wait, what the fuck?
Wait, he just actually dropped his sack on us in order to say FaZe up, Splitty? Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Splitty, my fucking guy, dude. Thank you. Sorry, wait, Glow Frosty's cheating on his girl. Can wait a second. Holy fuck, chat. I need some W's. Absolute sack out of Splitty, bro. No one's challenging that guy, bro. No one. Not even Simp. Splitty, dude. Holy shit. Thank you, man. For real.
I might challenge.
Okay, sorry, Preston. You can talk now.
Where the ProLoot tweeted that shit?
ProLoot tweeted that Hamza was cheating on his girl at the major. Are you serious?
Glove Frosty, yeah. Unless he took it down.
He deleted it because it ain't there anymore. It ain't there anymore. Unless it was like a reply tweet. Hold
on.
No, it's been gone, so.
Oh, yeah, no. He deleted it for sure.
Wait, that's crazy, bro. That's actually insane.
Or just dropped and said Glove Frosty's cheating on his girl at the major.
That's actually crazy. Oh my god. Wow, Splitty, thank you again, dude. Jesus Christ. Super chats are never necessary, but that's just insane, brother. That's just insane. Wow, what's good, chat, though? What's good, everybody? How we all doing, man? We have not started the show yet if you're just joining us, but we're going to be getting into it here in a minute. We got plenty to talk about. Obviously, Major 3, ROSTERMANIA rumors, Optic making a change, not making a change. I mean, who knows? DreamHack Major 4, we're going to talk about that. We got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about tonight. It's going to be a fun one. Yeah, Splitty, we're going to have to talk about it. Listen, like I said, we're going to talk, but it looks like Optic might not be making a change. So let's just say that. Titan Fighter with the 2. He said Steelers, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. I'm guessing Titan Fighter's also a Steelers fan.
Let's go, Titan. Let's go. I do like Optic. Unfortunately, I don't think Optic like us this season. So.
No.
It's Titan. Thank you for the 2, brother.
Dude, I hear you, Nova. I hear you.
Nah, dude, Optic are good, bro. Ask Caesar how he felt about Dallas draft. Like, is he talking about the Cowboys? Like what they drafted?
Yeah.
Was it like a notable thing, the Cowboys, what they drafted or something, or just?
I'm pretty sure, like, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure like everybody wanted them to take like a running back and a solid wide receiver. I don't really know what they ended up with, but I know that I don't think they drafted a running back.
Oh no.
And like they could have taken
Man.
like a first round wide receiver, and they didn't. I don't know. I think that was what was going
That was
on
what
on
everyone,
X.
people were
yeah.
upset about.
Yeah. I didn't really pay attention.
Oh.
I thought the Steelers did all right. I wanted them to take Shador, but I'm happy that the draft they had.
Yeah, not interested dog shit, so there's nothing new.
Let me
Dude, the Niners. What the fuck?
We got I'm not even gonna say anything about those dog shit guys. Dog shit fucks. I'm returning my season tickets.
We drafted good. Oh, are you a Cowboys fan?
I'm guessing
Are you
that's
a
why
Cowboys
they
fan?
asked about the Dallas draft.
I got you. I genuinely I don't know to be honest. I'll have to go back. I actually was crashing out at Dallas at least day one, so maybe they redeemed themselves. I don't know.
I don't know anything about football, let alone college football.
Yes,
Who's
I
coming
had
in?
What's up, Mello?
Let's go, Mello.
Yellow Mello.
Let's go, Mello. What's good, Kayla? Long time no see. I haven't seen you in like 10 minutes.
Kayla.
Did you mustard gas her today? Did you fart and leave the door and close the door on her?
Not today. It's fair. I'm feeling generous after how great yesterday was.
About the Super Bowl champs, you guys are dude. Howie's a fucking genius. I don't know how he gets away with it every single fucking year. This guy's got devil magic on 31 other owners in the NFL. I'm convinced. This guy's got some of the dirtiest dirt I've ever seen.
Putting my entire life savings on Falcons winning Major 4. Splitty, you could just send that to us, brother. That might be a better use of your money rather than doing that.
Yeah.
Nah, that's hilarious. Yeah, chat. Hey, don't forget to drop a like on the stream, man. Can you guys hit the likes? When we hit 15 likes, we'll start the show. How about that? We're at 7 right now. 8 more likes and we'll start the show and we'll actually, talk about what we got to talk about tonight. So hit the like button. And when I see 15 on my screen, we're starting. You know what I'm saying?
For band, no chow, Splitty. You're like that, brother?
No, Splitty tries to super chat chow people.
He's so tough.
Splitty's crazy, bro. That guy's insane.
What's the conversion rate on Australian to US?
I know when he does the $14.99, it's like around $10.
Oh, okay.
Those 79 is like almost $50, pretty much. Around
Yeah,
right around 50.
This guy's crazy. He said he works in a gold mine in Australia, which is just actually kind of crazy.
Oh, why don't you steal some of the gold and just come over here, brother?
Yeah, come on.
We'll hide you.
All right, we hit the likes. We're actually at 21 likes, so chat just went crazy. Let's go, guys. Come on. All right, fuck it, yeah. Who's ready to talk about some COD, man? Who's ready to talk about some COD? Who's ready to talk about ROSTERMANIA, Major 3, Major 4 DreamHack, layout, and everything? We got all that info. Pick'ems for this week because we got matches. We got a lot to talk about, bro. So Dumb Yell can't wait to see the intro, bro. You ready? Let's run the intro, chat. Everyone's favorite. I do want to make a new one or have someone make a new one, but I'm lazy and we're broke. So we're going to stick with this one for now until I either stop being lazy or we don't be broke anymore. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get into it, man. Appreciate you, everyone in chat. And here comes the intro. Wait, episode 53. Okay, sorry, I remember that. All right, here we go. Intro, 3, 2, 1. What's good, Call of Duty fans, and welcome back to episode 53 of Around the CDL, brought to you by 1v1 Me, as always, presenting sponsor of the show. We appreciate them, and we appreciate you guys tuning in, whether you're live or listening in post. But we got a lot to talk about. Major 3 reactions, Major 4, ROSTERMANIA, Pick'ems. It's a whole bunch. But first things first, as always, Alex Preston, boys. How we feeling? How was the weekend? And what did we think about the Major? Don't all jump at once, man. Don't all jump at once.
I'll let Preston go first.
I'm vibing, man. I'm always happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. LAT won. I got to see Dan Ghosty win a chip, so it's a good weekend for me. Unfortunately,
Love that guy.
Optic just decided they didn't want to shoot back this season. That's okay. But I did get to see Dan win, so as far as I'm concerned, this weekend's an overall W for me. But I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to talk COD. We got a ton to talk about. This episode is going to be packed, so yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, if you're at the Major, I hope you had fun. I heard the Major was kind of booty cheeks.
I actually heard from the people at the Major, they thought it was a lot of fun and it was good, but apparently everyone looking from the outside in thought it looked like shit.
Probably, yeah. Our eyes could deceive us, but I mean, if you had fun and you were there, I'm glad, I'm proud. Hope to see some of y'all at DreamHack as well, Major 4, because that's going to be fucking insane. We'll talk about it, but
yeah, there's a lot to talk about with that.
But yeah, I mean, you know, at this point, I'm kind of just over it. You know, it is what it is. I'll take his ass, and my Niners are ass. So I'm kind of just cruising. Just whatever happens, chat. It is what it is.
Oh,
but the Major was fun though, and I'm proud of the Thieves. I'm proud of Dan for getting his first one, because the Thieves needed this one bad.
Yeah, we did. We fucking did. You know what I'm saying? But let's just get right into it, man. Let's just get right into it and talk about the Major first and foremost. If I could switch the scenes here. LAT, Major 3 champions, bro. I tweeted it out. This is the, it took 735 days, I believe, since LAT last won a major championship, Major 4 in Modern Warfare 2 until now. 2 years basically, right? Since they last won, lifted that trophy. And man, it felt so good to watch these guys get it done, especially after like what's happened this season and with the expectations and the pressure and falling short Major 1, really falling short Major 2. It felt so good. And then obviously a cherry on top is this is Dan Ghosty's first ever championship and like his 5th attempt in a grand final. So this was a solid weekend to COD, right? I think across the board, especially like the last 2 days. We got a couple game 5s. We got a pretty solid Sunday, but I couldn't be happier, bro. I genuinely couldn't be happier. I finally know what it feels like to watch them win again, man. I felt like I forgot, but we're here. We're here. Hopefully, get to do this again.
Yeah, this Major definitely brought a lot of storylines, shocking placements for some. I know I saw a bunch of FaZe fans that were extremely upset with FaZe going out top 6. And I mean, fair enough. You just won the first 2. You expect your team to do good. They go out top 6, can't even make a Sunday. So I get why they're upset. But I think FaZe fans should still be pretty optimistic that their team is going to bounce back. Obviously, it's FaZe. We know what they're capable of. We know what they're going to do. So I don't doubt it if next Major they're top 2 again. So, but I mean, I think the other than obviously Thieves winning, got to give, like I said, roses to them because they needed this one for sure. That boy Mercules was something special, chat. And you know where he came from, chat? That one came from over in Brooklyn. Shout out to my guys that omit. Those are my fucking boys right there.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, I think the other matches were pretty kind of self-explanatory. Cloud9 was there for 31 minutes and they got booted out of the major.
Damn.
Sucks to suck for them. Those guys are absolute dog shit and they need to make a change. Falcons, I mean, you got 3-0 by the second worst team in the league. You got to go as well, brother. Jesus Christ.
That's insane.
I think I saw a tweet today that they could be mathematically eliminated by Saturday. And that's rough for those guys because with this roster, like you feel like if they had enough practice, if maybe they started out the year with this roster, could have done some damage, but it's not looking good for them. But I think just overall, I mean, it was a great major. Shout out to Thieves. I feel bad for Surge because that's 0-8 in grand finals. Gotta feel for those guys because those guys can fight. Those guys know how to fucking play. I just think they run out of gas at the end, and I think it just got kind of skill diffed, unfortunately. But I love the major though. I always love Land COD, and I can't wait for Major 4.
Yeah, there were a lot of FaZe fans tweaking this weekend, and I guess I get it. But when you've won Major 1 and Major 2, and you're battling for a spot to make Sunday, it's it's really not that bad. Obviously, you want them to do as good as they can every weekend, but you struggle to make Sunday this tournament. There's teams that are struggling to make Saturday at every single tournament. You know what I'm
I wonder
saying?
who's doing that, bro. I wonder.
So it could be worse. I can promise you that. No, but LAT just looks so good this weekend, man. Like genuinely, they obviously won, but overall, in general, they just they looked very, very refined, and their teamwork was just unbelievable. I thought maybe for a slight second they were breaking in winners finals again, and I got nervous because if they lost that winners final, it was done. I was gonna consider like Surge champions, to be honest. But that ice, man, that was some good ass ice, and I think this is like I swear we talk about this all the time, but you can really never ever ever count a good control team out of a series ever. I swear to God, like I don't know if like there's a way to check like this or not, but I would love to see the stats of like reverse sweeps that happen with teams that have like a very high positive win differential in control. Because I guarantee you, teams that are better in control probably have a way higher reverse sweep average than teams that are like a mid-pack control team. I would be willing to bet my life on it. That swing mode is everything. Literally everything. And they are by far the best control team in the game. So as soon as they won that as confidently as they did, man, I was like, this just has reverse sweep written all over it. And I mean, they did. And obviously they went into the grand finals and just ran shit. So, besides, I mean, literally the down thing, the only negative spot for the tournament was Optic just doesn't play, man. They just don't play. They've been eliminated on Friday twice, and if it wasn't for them playing first match Saturday at the Optic Major, it would have been 3 Fridays. Back-to-back top 8s is unacceptable for an organization of Optic caliber.
First time since Ghosts, right? Is that what I saw? That Optic's done that?
Probably, yeah.
No idea.
And Ghost was probably their Ghost roster was probably the only one that rivals how bad this roster's been in Optic history.
It is so bad, man. It is. It's so bad, and I don't even genuinely know what to say at this point because I have been the advocate for Optic fans to always be positive and always look at the bigger picture. Always. Last year when they went 1-6 Major 4, bowed out top 12, I said, listen, we just won Major 3. Clearly we know what these guys are capable of. I was positive the entire time they came back and won champs. This is entirely different. They just look bad. They look really, really bad. There's no teamwork anywhere. There's no cohesion. And with the rumors that we heard today about Shotzi potentially saying there's no change, it's almost like they don't care. And right now it feels like a massive slap in the face to everybody that sits there and watches this. Because I don't know if it sounds like spoiled. I like they just won, but 3 back-to-back-to-back top 8s in a row at a point when like you just watched your team win the biggest tournament of the year is like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what the actual fuck are we doing? Like, are we not trying? Are we just okay with the fact that we won last year? We're just trying to get this season over with? Like, are they don't want to spend any money? I don't understand what's going on, but a team with players that just won the World Championship should be nowhere near this level of bad and incompetent as they have been. And it sucks. It really sucks. Part of like my favorite weekends are watching Optic, and I haven't had that joy in fucking 4 months. And it's terrible. It's literally terrible. It's to the point where I don't even enjoy watching them play anymore. Like, it's bad.
I don't know how you could, to be honest.
Bad. I don't know. And it sucks. I've never been to this point watching Optic. I've been to this point watching the Steelers. I've been to this point watching the Penguins, and I don't even want to talk about the Pirates, but I've never been this point watching Optic, and I'm here for like the first time ever. So
yeah,
it fucking sucks. Which is why I said at this point, it is what it is, bro. Like, if it's not Falcons, maybe Falcons, LAG, and C9. I'm not picking Optic for my pick'ems anymore. I feel like it's like we're just, especially if we're keeping the same roster. Who, I mean, we got top 8. Hook wasn't playing that well. Skies is absolute dog shit. I don't get it, bro. But again, it is what it is. Shotzi said they weren't changing. Of course, he could be lying and things could be happening in the background, but with matches happening on Friday, I expected some sort of announcement either today or tomorrow. I'm not sure when roster lock is after the major, so I don't have high hopes. So, like I said, unless it's C9 and possibly Vegas and or LAG, I'm not picking Optic. It's just it doesn't make any sense why we're not making a change. It's genuinely driven me kind of insane. This might be the first year that I miss champs. Not because I mean, shit, who knows if Optic is going to make it? If they do make it, do I have them going far in the tournament? Probably not. And I mean, I said this on the watch party. I don't want to be spending all that money if I know Optic isn't going to do that well, unless they show me something absolutely crazy during Major 4. Then maybe I may reconsider it, but I don't think it's worth the trip anymore, unfortunately. And that's what sucks, because again, how Preston said, it just feels like it's kind of a slap in the face that we have all these Optic fans that are trying to sit here and watch the team, hoping that they do good. They know they have an issue. They know they're not good, but they're not doing anything about it. If the year's chalked, then the year's chalked, you know? So, that's what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Optic.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, man, for Optic. Also, Splitty and Titanfire with super chats earlier. Appreciate you guys. Just wanted to shout that out. But, dude, it's just like, right, whether Optic makes a change or doesn't in this situation, at the end of the day, they're probably going to get roasted by people in the community, right? They don't make a change, people are going to be upset. They make a change, some people aren't going to like who they pick up, potentially. Some people are going to like it. If the change doesn't go well, people are going to say, like, either way, right, they're kind of probably going to end up not in a great situation no matter what happens. But for me, I feel like the big missed opportunity here is Mercules. This kid, Merc, proved just how good he, at least in Black Ops 6, right? Obviously, every player is different when every new game comes out. But at least right now, this year at this game, proved how good he can be. Given on a good team with a good system like Ultra, will he play this good on a team like Optic that feels a bit more dysfunctional? Maybe not, right? But I think we still know he's at least a good player, right? We still see he's capable. He can use both guns. He can play in the hill. He can get kills. He can do everything, right? He can do everything. He seems like a very versatile player that looks like someone you should want to build around, or at least give more time to see how he's doing and then decide going into next season if you want to build around him with Shotzi and Dashy and maybe a fourth, whoever that fourth might be. I just feel like if Merc has offers from teams, right? Unless Ultra decide to keep him, I think that's the only caveat. If Ultra say, now we're good, we're going to bring Beans back in, we're fine. He would go to Optic, in my opinion. He would go to Optic. Why would you not? You'd get to play with Shotzi and Dashy. You'd get to grow your fan base right away as soon as you join the league, even if it's only for a year. Like, you would set yourself up so well in your career going forward, where, like, sure, you could go to Cloud9, but you're not making champs. You go to Falcons, you might make a lot of money. Maybe next year you could have a solid team, but you're not making champs this year. Like, I feel like there's so many benefits of Optic, including the fact that, like, they could make champs, and they honestly probably will, in my opinion, but we'll talk about that. I just think, like, that's the missed opportunity here, is, like, if you don't make a change, fine, it is what it is. Maybe they're just hoping they'll figure something out by the time champs comes around and maybe get a top 6 or a top 4 miracle at champs just to kind of, like, save the end of the season a little bit and give people some boost. But this team just doesn't, they're not going to compete for anything, right? They're not going to compete with anything unless they take a complete 180. And I see the frustrations on both your faces and in your words and on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, you just made me want to crash the fuck out again. Not like just because
Yeah.
you're no, you're literally fucking spot on. I don't like, this season is MW2 replicated, but 3 times as worse. And Mercules has the opportunity to be Ghosty 2.0, dead ass Ghosty 2.0. Come in, bring in a young buck, and fucking turn the season around, at least to a point where your fans want to watch you play. They want to watch you play. You are competitive in tournaments. You're fighting for potential championships, and you're playing on Sunday. Fuck, you're playing on Saturday. Like, I like, genuinely, I do not understand what they're doing. I love Caesar. I love Kyler, but they, at this point, they are in their freaking careers. They are rinse and repeat. It's not working. Okay, it's not working. Both of those players might go somewhere next year and set the world on fire. This system right now is not working for either one of them. It's not. It's not working for Optic. This team is not working. They got to take a chance. I don't understand why they are afraid to take a chance on younger players. I don't get it. It's like they have like some hidden ego with picking up younger players because they're Optic. Like, I don't get it. I do not get it. What was wrong with the Ghosty system that they had in MW2? Did they win? No, but they got back-to-back seconds, and for 2 months in a row, were the best hardpoint team in the game. Genuinely, they were the best hardpoint team in the game. It works. Take a chance. You have nothing left to lose at this season. You are 3 series away from Rocker catching up to you. If they catch up to you and tie you in points, it is down to DreamHack, the last major of the year, for you to potentially have a champ spot. The team that just won potentially having a champ spot. That's embarrassing. That is literally embarrassing. And I can't, like, literally, I can't say anything to anybody crashing out because you have every right to crash out. It doesn't make any sense. They are terrible this year. They're bad, and they refuse to try to get better. And their ways of trying to get better are, like, I don't understand who's making the calls over there. I really don't. I don't get who's making the calls over there. But they got to rethink something, and they got to rethink something fast. Genuinely fast. I'm tired of crashing out over these fucking guys. I really am.
I don't blame you. And I also think, like, the even bigger thing to me with this whole Mercules potential situation is it's better than the Dan Ghosty situation. Because with Dan, they snagged him out of challengers and just hoped that he would be good, just hoped it would work, right? Obviously, I'm sure they did some scouting. They saw what he was doing in challengers and had some belief, and that's why they picked him up. But we just saw what Merc could do against some of the best teams in the game. They beat Boston Breach. I'm talking about Toronto this weekend. They beat Boston. They beat Miami. They didn't almost beat Surge, but, like, they were relatively competitive against Surge, who ends up going to the grand finals. Like, we know how good Merc can be. Again, he was on a Toronto team with a really good system and really good players, and they know how to play BO6. But, like, somebody already gave Mercules that chance, whether they wanted to or not, because of the whole Beans Visa thing. He got the chance. He proved that he can be good. You know what he can do, bro. Just invest in him. Give him the rest of the season. And if you really feel like it doesn't work, or you don't want Shotzi and Dash, you don't want to team with them, whatever, they're your franchise pieces, then just let him go in the offseason, right? At least you tried something, and you tried to see what you could do for the future. I just think, like, that he just Mercules isn't an unknown variable. You know what he can do. He kind of fits exactly what you're looking for in that role that Skies and Kenny weren't apparently good enough at this year, right? Like, I don't know. It just feels like a potential match made in heaven. And, you know, our guy Rafi, CEO of Omid, said he'd give him the Optic for free because he loves Optics. So if Optics out there listening, hit up Rafi, unless Merck's probably already signed to a new team at this point, if I had to guess. And we'll talk about where we think he's going to go, but...
Talking about this shit is making it so much worse for me. It actually is.
No more crashing out. I'm not gonna say anything. Just I'm gonna just sit and watch. And if we're dog shit, we're dog shit. It is what it is.
If you're dog shit, you just, I don't know, keep it moving, I guess, right? Like, what can you really do?
I'll chill for Thieves. Thieves won't let me down.
Hell, well, hopefully not, right? They let me down earlier at the beginning of the season, but here we are, back on top. Back on top. But yeah, listen, you know what I wanted to point out? You know what I wanted to point out on a high note, on a fun note? I tweeted this out. Hydra stats since Major 1, right? Everybody knows Hydra after Major, or during the Stage 1, wasn't that good. Since Major 1, Hydra is the best player in the world, and I don't even know if it's close. Other than Scrap, I don't even know if it's close. This guy, Hydra, is so good. And some people think he was snubbed of the MVP at the Major. Honestly, I think it could have went to Scrap or Hydra either way. I think they were just both phenomenal the entire event. Bro, Paco is number 1 in like every single category post Major 1, which I know, you know, what happened at Major 1 matters, but like, look at this guy is so good, bro. This guy is so good. I had to just give him some gas because, you know what I'm saying? That's the French phenom right there. That's the French prince. Literally number 1 at like everything. Everything other than Control KD, because Cell's got that one.
I'd like the record to show I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in our fan interviews that picked Hydra as the best player. So
you did.
I'm just saying.
You did. You did say that in that TikTok we posted. Yeah, bro. This guy Hydra is amazing. Scrap is amazing. And to see the form these guys are in, when you have Dan Ghosty and Envoy, you can do everything else. And especially, I mean, what we saw at Envoy can do. That guy has pop-off moments left and right on LAN. Holy shit, dude. I'm so happy these guys got the win, bro. I'm so happy they got the win.
I mean,
it's actually phenomenal.
No bullshit. If Envoy doesn't get that 3-piece on that protocol
P3, yeah.
That P3, I think they lose that.
If they don't break that P3 right there and turn the tides of that map 4 in winners finals, and they don't reverse sweep, it might be GG for the tournament. Dylan Envoy is one of the most clutch and like big moment players I feel like I've ever watched. Like just strictly going off of eye test, I don't know what the stats and the clutch numbers and if you actually did the research what it looks like, but just based off what I watched, and I might be a little biased because like obviously when I watch LAT play I'm a bit more locked than other teams, but that guy comes up in big moments when you need someone to, and genuinely he gets so much like hate and like people like drop Envoy, pick up Pred, when the whole thing with Pred was going on earlier, like Envoy's the weak link on this team, blah. Like, bro, he is the perfect fit to do what he needs to do on this roster, bro. So he needs the gas too, because I'm tired. And now Dan Ghosty's the one getting the, Ghosty's not good enough because he dropped a 0.83 in the grand finals. Bro, who gives a fuck? The other ones the other 3 literally had 1.2 pluses. And Ghosty has the best comms in the game. He understands the game at the absolute highest level. Oh my God, bro. People are making me... It's amazing how, like... And the same thing goes for any team that wins. Like, FaZe gets it too. Right after a team wins an event, people are still on someone's ass from the team that just won, bro. It doesn't make any sense, right? Optic got it last year. FaZe got it this year. Now LAT's getting it. It doesn't make it. They just won. They just are the best team in the moment. Why are we like, okay, now let's drop this guy and see if we can upgrade? It's so stupid, bro. I swear some COD fans make me want to crash out now. I feel like Preston.
I will say though, the people that are saying that Ghosty got carried to a chip, I guess you could say that. You could say that.
Sure, in the kill department.
Let's not forget, he started that BAT 4 like 2 and
he was
12.
getting slammed.
3, he was getting cooked, and he ended the map 22 and 23.
Yeah.
He turned the fuck up when he needed to, and how Jake said his comms and that listening, if people actually fucking have ears and listen to the listening, he was directing everybody. He was telling everyone would go, what to do, what to look for. Danny's a winner, guys. Danny's a fucking winner.
And I
I
mean,
love
look
that
at
guy.
his stats, right? This is his season stats on screen. Right, again, KD's not everything, but people like to bring up KD when they talk about players. Dude's top 15 in 3 of the 4 KD categories, right? And he's still above average in hardpoint. And this is a guy who people are saying, oh, he has bad KD. And like, sure, he had a little bit of a shitty KD-wise Sunday. But the comms and what this guy brings also allows his teammates to drop 1.3s, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's just, I can't believe that LAT can win an event and people are still on somebody's ass. It's just
We're
mind-blowing.
crashing out for 2 totally different reasons.
We
here,
are.
brother.
Well, I'm crashing out because my team's really good, and you're crashing out because your team is booty cheeks.
2 totally ends of the spectrum. I like it's just a bad take. I mean, you can't make fun of for somebody having a bad series when their team just fucking slammed 4-0.
Mhm.
None of them like it was just slammage. He did go round 11, but I mean, Dashy got fucking slammed in champs finals last year. They won 5-1. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, can
Doesn't matter.
we actually quickly touch on the Vancouver Surge are 0-8 in grand finals map count this season. They listen, they did the crazy part of getting to back-to-back grand finals, major 2 and major 3 and minor 2, right? If you want to count that. Which they won maps in that one, but it was online. What do we think? Like, do we have any thoughts as to why it happens? I know Alex said he thinks they run out of gas, and other people have said that too. And the other part of it that I wanted to pose the question to you guys and chat that I've seen going around is like, do we think they're chalked? Do you think after going to back-to-back grand finals, not winning a single map, like that's it? Like they've hit their peak. They're not gonna get back there because they're just gonna have a mental block, and it's gonna be like, all right, we're chalked. Like, what are we gonna do? We can't win maps.
They'll. I don't think they're chalked mentally. I genuinely think that they just run out of gas, and it's just so demoralizing going up 2-0 in winners finals and getting reverse swept. Given they beat Ultra 3-1, so they still had the passion in them and the will to win. But just going up against a team that just reverse swept you, that are highly motivated to get their first win, because people keep calling, or they want to live up to this super team name, get Gangosi his first win. It just sucks, brother. Like, I think that they can make it. I don't know if they can win, though. Is the thing. I don't know if they can win. Unfortunately, I think once they get to FaZe and Thieves, in winners finals, yes, they beat FaZe. This, on land in the first round. But I think once they get to FaZe in that 7-game series, I think at the end of it all, it's just going to be a skill diff for them. Unfortunately, maybe if they push on to grand finals through winners, it might be they may get a game or two. But I just think teams that are better are the teams that are going to win.
I think this one was just they can't beat LAT, man. They're like
That
LAT,
definitely, yeah.
They can't beat LAT. I think last major FaZe were just so hot, and as soon as they won that game 5 round 11 in winners finals, it just like felt like they weren't losing grand finals. And FaZe are just so good at punishing. Like it doesn't matter. This one was straight up. They can't beat LAT. They just can't beat LAT. I mean, they broke down in the winners finals, got reverse swept, and then they got 4-0'd in grand finals. I genuinely think if that's any other team in grand finals this past weekend, it might go 7 games. It literally might go 7 maps. It might. For some reason, they just have a mental block against this team. I don't know if it's just because they match up so well against one another, and LAT are just talent diffing them every single time. I don't know. But genuine, they don't struggle against anyone else. Really. I mean, they even have the head-to-head advantage over FaZe.
Yeah.
It's just LAT, man. It's just LAT.
Yeah.
Like I said, FaZe in grand finals are a completely different phase. So it felt like last major when when Surge lost that round 11, it was done. It was done because finals phase, except for Vanguard, is
they're good.
They're different. Yeah.
I also do think Surge, especially when it comes to LAT, the matchup for them is just not good because Surge's best mode is hardpoint. And
Mm-hmm.
LAT is a good hardpoint team, right? They can compete with them in that mode, but LAT is just significantly better at search and control. So it's basically like if they lose map 1, they probably are like, fuck, like we need this one. Like they know you know what your opponent's good at going into a series. And when you lose a map, especially when like you just beat LAT on Hacienda HP in winners finals, you go into the grand finals and you lose it. And that map was close, right? But it was a bit heartbreaking probably for him. You got to think it's just hella demoralizing. And it's like, all right, now we got to go into SND, which, you know, yes, we beat them on winners finals on this map, but, you know, we know they're good at this. And then we know control's coming up and we know we have no chance in that because they're not good at control. And they won like 3 rounds of control all weekend, I think, like across the entire major, is what Chow was saying. So it definitely is a bit of a matchup thing. But I think for most teams, I mean, you're not going to match up well against a team like LAT unless you're FaZe or Toronto at full strength, it seems.
Yeah, I think unless like Toronto gets through to Grands with Surge, I generally like I said, they could maybe be FaZe. They kind of had their number. They played them pretty well, but I just think FaZe are FaZe on Sunday, and they're going to win if they get to Grands. Thieves have had their number pretty much the entire season. Again, it's probably just a matchup thing. But if they were to play like a Toronto, I'd see them beating Toronto. No bullshit. If it was in Grands. Even with Beans, I feel like Toronto has kind of had their number this season, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a team that I could see them beating. Same with like a Miami, but just FaZe and Thieves. I don't know if FaZe can beat them. They can definitely get back to a grand finals because they've done it twice in a row now. So I'm pretty sure that they can do it again. Again, they're a really good teamwork team. You know, they're the way that they play on the map, their comms and everything. I feel like that's a team that you just can't count out ever. So I don't doubt if they make it to another grand finals, but if it's against Thieves or FaZe, I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to see Surge get back there. I mean, obviously, like I want LAT to win every event, of course, but I feel like these Surge guys, I'd love to see them get a win on the board. It would be really cool, especially for like, I mean, all of them looking for their first win, right? I think like another thing that like you got to give Surge credit for is they built a roster of like, I mean, at this point, 04 and Abuza are sophomores. Nasty's a guy who never really got too much credit in his career up until the end of last year, I think, on LAT. Neptune, a guy who just came back from Halo, I felt like he underperformed at the beginning of his career. Like, they're competing with super teams, with a team of guys on paper that you wouldn't even, or you would think is like top 8, right? Like, I think they deserve credit for some. I think they definitely deserve some credit for that, for whoever put the roster together, Rambo, Ray, the coaching staff, and just what these players are able to do to at least like be competitive, make back-to-back finals when you have FaZe, when you have Thieves, when you have Toronto, Miami with upset potential. Like, I think it's pretty sick to see that they're able to do that. And I do think they deserve some credit for that, but I do think matchup diff, skill diff in grand finals is something that's going to kind of haunt them until they maybe get a final where they play someone that's not FaZe or Thieves, at least for this season, right? Next season or beyond is different, but I do feel for those guys because that's got to be like heartbreaking. Like you gotta, I mean, Nasty literally said on stage in his interview after whatever match it was earlier in the weekend, like, if we get back to grand finals, I promise we won't get swept again. And then they got swept again. So like, you just gotta feel for those guys, man. You really do.
Cappuccino, yeah, no shit. They're the third best team in the league right now. No shit, they're better than Optic.
I know, Optic's ass, bro.
What the fuck?
Optic is terrible.
But Shay did say a good thing that nobody on Surge has won. Maybe it's just with Ghosty. Like once they get their first one, they'll be a lot more comfortable. They'll have one on their belt, and I think they'll be a lot better.
I hope Dan comes out frying in the rest of these events, bro. Imagine Dan Ghosty's dropping 1.3s too. They'd be unstoppable. Yeah, but no, honestly, sorry.
Merc to Surge.
Nah, Surge aren't making a change. Surge aren't making a change. But I actually think it's a good segue into, we should talk a bit about ROSTERMANIA, right? We already touched on Optic. We know they're not making a change according to Shotzi. People might say maybe he's lying, whatever you want to say. I'm going to give him, I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt. I think he's telling the truth. So let's take Optic out of the equation. Where does Mercules go? And what teams do we think make changes as a whole? I'm opening the floor for you guys and for chat. What teams make changes and what team gets Mercules? Because I would guarantee you, he's going to be on a team. He's going to be announced on a team by Thursday at the latest, if not earlier.
Yeah.
So what do we think?
These phase, Miami, Toronto don't make a change. Surge as well. No changes for them. Boston probably doesn't make a change. Minnesota probably doesn't make a change. So that pretty much just leaves. Carolina, I don't think they make a change either, just because they just made a change.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, the only teams that I could see, because I mean, I have to. I want to take Shotzi's word for what it is.
Yeah,
we're not touching, so I'll take us out of that equation as well. The only teams I could really see are Cloud9 or Vegas. Those are the only teams that I could see making a change for him.
It's fair. Preston, what do you think?
I want him on Optic. That's what the fuck I think.
Okay, well, that's not happening, apparently.
No. I don't know, man. I feel bad for the kid. I genuinely feel bad for the kid. This is the perfect opportunity for him if Optic were to make a change. Genuinely. If I were him, okay, I'll give two answers. If I were him, I'd go to Vegas. Get your fucking bag. If who I'd like to see him go to, Boston. I think Boston are like one change away from being like an actual, they might be like a contending team on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I think they're like one player away. Whether you want to get rid of Wake or Cammy, pick your poison. I really don't care. I think they're at this point one and the same. I probably lean a little bit towards Cammy. I think Wake has really stepped up his game.
I think I would too.
Halfway through the season. That's who I would pick. Because they are going to make champs. They already have a pretty solid roster to begin with. And you'll probably play well on this team. So for your personal reason, gameplay wise, and if you're looking for next season, I think you'd play well enough on this team to solidify yourself a roster spot heading into next season. But for greed reasons, fucking take that Falcons bag because they're probably changing too. They only got 10 points and they gotta go flawless like the entire rest of the year. So
they basically can't lose like maybe one or two online matches or else they're cooked. And that's also barring like Optic and Rocker winning more matches, right? And like kind of pulling away.
Yeah. So that's who I would say because I don't think I'm with Alex. I don't think Rocker changes. I don't think like any of the who are some of the more Miami's not changing. Like these mid-pack teams that are like actually, better. I just don't think Rocker making a change. Like I don't think I would drop Geo and you just got Kenny, so
if like Carolina still had Vivid, I would say them. But since they just got Rex, I don't see them changing.
Yeah, I don't see them changing either. Their champ spot's safe, so I think they're just gonna give Rex a little time to get comfortable in the team.
Just try to work it out.
Yeah.
As of right now, Junior, we don't know. We're just speculating.
Yeah, there's no ROSTERMANIA confirmations yet, chat. We're just trying to think about what could happen. I think if I'm Mercules, I want to be on a team that's competing at champs if possible. Right, I think if any of the teams that actually are either have a solidified spot to compete, which the ones making changes is probably none of them, other than maybe Boston, like we talked about, and I don't even know if they will, and I don't know if they have the money or want to spend the money to make changes. That's also been a talking point with Boston all season. I think, like, other than that, you could go to Falcons for a bag. You could go to Cloud9 maybe for a Tatch. Like, I think that team's solid, and they technically still can make champs if they really can put it together and outwork Rocker and Optic. But yeah, I think if you're Merc, like I saw some people in chat and on Twitter saying like he shouldn't take any offer. Like if he goes to a bad team, it could lower his stock. I think you just take it, bro. You just take it. Your dream is to be a CDL player. If I had to guess, right, I'm gonna guess his dream is to be a CDL player. Just bet on yourself, go into a team and play well. And if worst comes to worst, if your team's not that good, like that people will probably give you benefit of the doubt, especially because you just showed how good you can be on a competent roster this past weekend with Ultra. If Ultra offer him a spot, obviously he should stay there, but I don't think he's going to. I know there's some people who think they absolutely should or they're idiots if they don't. I think either way, it's like they're still going to be a good roster no matter what they pick.
Yeah. You got the same placement that you did with Bean, so.
Yeah. But
I mean, why do you want to make a change?
yeah, I have seen a lot of people talking about potentially Rocker dropping Nero, and I actually do think it's an interesting thing to consider. I don't know that I think they will, but I do think there is a part of Rocker where they kind of have to play well, right, to make champs, right? I mean, it's between them and Optic mainly to make champs. They have pretty much the exact same schedule this split. I think Optic get Boston and Rocker get Falcons. That's the only difference. So schedules are difficult. It might come down to who outplaces who at major four. And if you're looking at a guy like Nero, who, especially as the season has gone on, I feel like has been more and more inconsistent. And the fact that he's kind of more of those like run it down rogue subs that doesn't exactly feel like it fits the way Kenny likes to play. And now that Kenny's there, probably kind of going to have a big say in the roster. I think there's a chance that they make a change. I think there's a chance that they say, Estriel, Geo, Kenny, let's pick up one more that we think can be a consistent sub. Hopefully one that can help Estriel get kills. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. I feel like I lean the way of no, but I think it's possible. I think it's possible.
I mean, hey, there's some solid guys over at Omit. Standy. Craze.
I mean, listen, I actually really think Cloud9 should drop Mac and Attach and pick up Craze and Mercules. Those two guys already have chem together. Mac and Attach have just been by far your worst players. Kremp needs help on the sub. Sib needs some help with the AR. And I think those guys would slot right in. And Merkel sit in the hill for you. Craze is a route taker, flank guy, while Kremp's a bit more of a headbutt, slay out, get kills type of guy. I think that would actually be kind of nice if they just did a two-man change like that. Just do everything you can to make champs, and worst comes to worst, you build more chem going into EWC and see if you can get some bread.
And that leads me to what I was going to say. I think that no matter who offers him, if he gets an offer, which he's going to, you take it.
Yeah, he's getting
back to what you were saying. For two reasons. One, you're in the CDL, but two, your brand is already so reputable down in challengers that if for some reason you weren't to stay in the CDL and earn your roster spot next year, which I do think he will.
Yeah.
I'm saying if he weren't, it's not like he just can't get a spot back on Omit Brooklyn. Rafi loves him. He'd open up a spot for him. He'd be fine. He would just have to play probably one more major back in challengers and get right back in the league. So I think no matter what, you take the opportunity for sure if you're Merc. Hopefully it's in Optic.
Yeah, I really do think, especially after what we saw this weekend, when Merc gets in the league, which I think is like, I mean, he might have signed a contract already at this point. When Merc gets in the league, I don't think he's leaving. I don't think he's getting dropped. I think he's going to be a staple player for years and years to come. Maybe he won't end up being like a superstar star, right? He might not end up being like some people are saying Ultra found their next scrap when they with him on the team. Maybe he won't be like that, but I could see him being a staple AR player for years and years to come on upper middle pack, maybe even top 4 teams, depending on, as the old guard fades out and how he progresses as a player. I really think he has that potential and that talent. He could do it with both guns. He can get kills. He can sit in the hill. His comms were good. They were calm. They fit right into Ultra's comms. You wouldn't even know that he wasn't normally on that team if you listen to their listenings. I'm high on Merc. I'm definitely high on him, and I'm glad he got his shot. So hopefully he gets on a solid roster for this weekend.
So annoyed, bro.
I mean, Scope, that boy, he turned to Miami as soon as he beat them. He said
he did. He flipped that. I mean, because they flipped him off after they won on Thursday, and he turned down away on Sunday and flipped them right back.
That was comedy. But yeah, I mean, again, this is all speculation, chap.
Yeah,
because who knows? Like, I mean, we mentioned, well, obviously we're talking about Mercules, but we also mentioned Standy, Craze. That could be getting picked up. Brat could be getting picked up. Spark could be getting picked up.
Dude,
there's a bunch of players that could be getting picked up from Omit. So obviously, I don't think there's going to be a lot of team changes going into Major 4. But you never know.
Yeah,
definitely Merc. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I just feel like we'll see like probably 1, maybe 2 teams change. But I mean, listen, Zuma said last night on the flank that he said teams, like plural, are changing. And his cousin Vinny, who I don't really know where his cousin, like, I don't know how his cousin Vinny has intel or how he got to where he is in the scene. I don't know if it was just through Zuma or whatever, said that the team changes he's hearing behind the scenes are absolutely brain dead. So it looks like multiple teams are making changes. But I just don't know who it's going to be. I know one of them's got to be Merc. One of them's got to be Merc, right? There's no way that guy's not getting on a roster. So
Is it like Attach getting picked up for like, or I mean, Slasher getting dropped, Exceed getting picked up?
that would be crazy.
I don't fucking get it, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm
Listen,
sitting here
they got a game
talking
plan, I
about
don't
it
know.
with you two, and I don't understand.
He's crashing out.
He's crashing out. He's crashing out. I don't get it either. I really, to me, I really think Optics looking at the rest of this season, like, let's just qualify for champs, right? We have a buffer. Let's qualify, and let's hope we can do enough to not get last. I feel like that's what they're looking at. Because if they can go to champs and not get top 8, which is what they've gotten all season, I feel like it'll give the fan base a little bit of dope that it's like, all right, we didn't go top 8. It still won't be good, but it'd be like we qualified and we didn't get last. And I think that's what they're trying to do. But yeah, right now they would play LAT first because LAT, this is also another fun fact for you. This is only the 3rd time in CDL history that FaZe hasn't been on top of the standings. And this is the first time like mid-season, so not post-stage 1, that a team that's not FaZe is number 1 in the CDL standings because LAT overtook them. So Optic would be playing LAT winners round 1 or round 1 in champs.
Oh, we're slamming their shit. Sky's coming out, pulling out his belly. Hydra's gonna see it. He's gonna be like, "Man, they used to be mine." He's gonna get so sad and depressed. He's not gonna play right.
Hydra's gonna tuck that guy to bed, brother.
And then we win.
Yeah.
No,
I also do. Sorry, you can go.
I mean, do you want to talk about another roster change? Oh, man, just signed Apex player.
Did they post the announcement on Twitter? I didn't see it.
Yeah,
they did.
Let's go. Wait, I didn't see who the team was.
Yeah, we love COD, obviously. But Omit is officially in ALGS. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're in Apex, boys. We're Apex streamers now.
Yeah, they joined ALGS. I don't think I know any of these guys.
I don't. I asked Rafi. They said they're a very dark horse team.
Yeah, so. I don't know any of these guys, but listen, we watched partied Apex last year. I'm gonna watch party some more Apex, especially during this COD off season. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll be watching 100T and Omit in Apex, which is gonna be fun.
Did have a pretty good Apex team, and they just, you know.
They did. Another thing I just wanted to mention real quick was Team Notorious won the Challengers Major. The team from EU, Afro. Fucking Eric Boom, Raffi, and not Raffi from Omid, a different Raffi, and F Dot. They won the major for challengers. Afro, that guy needs to be in the league, but I fear with the whole visa thing, he's just not going to get in the league. But hopefully they qualify for EWC and can make some noise, right? Team Notorious, Omid. Hopefully these guys can qual and maybe they make something happen at the Esports World Cup in terms of beating some pro teams or maybe getting out of group stage. But shout out to those guys. I just wanted to put that out there because those guys also, I think, deserve some shot. I think there's a bunch of EU players, honestly, that could deserve a spot in the league right now. It's just, I mean, Christ, the players that are in the league right now can't even make the events because of visa issues. I don't know how you'd get anyone onto a team.
Got to feel for the Brooklyn team though. But they were going into Miami with their full roster. Merc gets snatched up literally 2 days, a day before. And they have to go in with Paul X.
Yeah, you're a favorite for the event. You get top 16 because Mercules gets snagged right before the event starts. It's a very double-edged sword for Omid. It's the pipeline, but brother, you get fucked. That is ass. Okay, I want to real quick touch on the picture for COD Champs. I want to real quick touch on potentially what it could look like for champs, because looking at what's here, Optic has a 30-point buffer between them and the Minnesota Rocker, 40-point buffer between them and Cloud9. Vegas Falcons and LAG are not going to make it, right? Technically, they're not mathematically out, but let's be honest, they're not making it.
Yeah.
All Optic has to do, basically, is just win the same amount as Rocker, and they would easily qualify. If not, they could win a couple less than Rocker, and they would still qualify, right? They just got to get a couple wins on the board. But I think what makes it interesting, like we touched on, is they have almost the exact same qualifier schedule, which kind of makes it fun. because it truly is going to be like who is best, right? It ain't no scheduled cheese where, like, let's say Optic has to play the top 4 teams and Rocker plays the bottom 4.
Yeah, I think I really think we both play Vancouver, we both play Carolina, we both play LAG, we both play Toronto. The only teams that were different is we play Boston, they play Vegas.
Yeah, which I guess is technically probably is slightly harder for Optic, right? It's a very slightly harder schedule for Optic.
Yeah, so
but we I was on my watch party. I don't remember like when it was, but over this weekend, we like mathed out and played out what could potentially happen if we tried to predict what these matches would look like for each team. And we went the fair conservative route based on actual matchups and what we think these teams could do. There is a very real possibility that Optic and Rocker go into this major like at the exact same amount of CDL points. Because Rocker just look better than Optic, I think, right now. And there's a very, very real possibility that the only win Optic gets is versus LAG. And Rocker's able to take down LAG, potentially Ravens, potentially Boston, maybe not Boston, but potentially Ravens, and cuts that gap going into Major 4, where if like Optic goes out T8 and Rocker makes a T6, or Optic goes out T12 and Rocker makes a T6, that they steal that champ spot. Which I know is making Preston tweak right now, but
it's
possible, bro.
Look,
it is very possible and very realistic for somehow Optic to miss this. I don't, like I said earlier, though, I don't think they will. I think they have enough of a buffer that they'll make it.
I mean, I hope so, because realistically, Vancouver, that's probably now. We're probably getting 3-0. Boston, that's probably like a 3-1. Carolina, we can't beat those fuckers.
Yeah.
Maybe with Dylan Rex on the team, you know, maybe we'll do something. You know, we might win that, but just based off history, we're probably going to lose that. LAG, those guys are dog shit. We're winning that. In Toronto, obviously, we're losing that 3-0 as well. So,
yeah,
we're probably going to be winning 5,
and
4.
That means you're starting in losers. And if Rocker can go 2-3 with a decent map count, there's a chance they start in winners and give themselves an extra chance to get some dubs on the board at the major.
Like, if only we could stick to the onliner stereotype just for one split, it would be this split.
If Optic can steal a victory versus like a Ravens or honestly anybody other than LAG that they probably are going to lose to, or at least looked at to lose to, it would be massive. It would be genuinely massive to get that win, given what they might have. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, right? Because listen, the champs picture is going to get more and more interesting as the weeks progress, unless Optic come out godlike and shock the world. But you know, I don't think we're getting our hopes up for that one.
I think a good chunk of views are going down for champs if Optic don't make it. Not a good chunk, but
I think a reasonable chunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's at least, especially for like the first round or two. I think as you know, champs progresses, you get into the T4, you get into the finals, people will tune back in. But I think if Optic's not at champs, a lot of Optic fans won't care for probably most of the event.
Yeah, unfortunately. We'll still be watching, but
hell yeah. Let's talk about Major 4 though. Let's talk about DreamHack, because we got a bunch of information on the TL. Courtesy of Adam Apicella. If you don't know who that is, he's one of the founders of MLG, ran all the greatest events we had back in the day, founded Esports Engine. Now he's working with DreamHack to put on this event. And we got a big ass, lot of stuff basically from him. But this is the layout of the challengers, of the CDL and Call of Duty space at DreamHack. It's attached to the DreamHack convention, the rest of the center where everything else is going to be. It has challengers stations literally right behind where the seating area is going to be for people to watch the CDL stage up here. You got the watch party setups over here. Unfortunately, we don't have a watch party setup, but maybe one day, you know what I'm saying? Maybe next year we'll be here at a watch party.
I mean, hey, look, there's some space right next to that third one.
Yeah, I mean, listen, maybe we should send Adam Apicella a DM and say, what would it take to get that spot right there? Because that would be insane.
Yeah,
that would be insane.
You know, if I gotta do something strange for a little piece of change, you know, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but then I mean, you got Scuff booth, merch booth, partner activation, so I'm sure this will be kind of a bunch of different things. You got team activation. There's going to be CDL team meet and greets here all weekend at this booth. You got food in that space too. You don't have to leave the COD space to get food, which is sick. And we got the B stage, which on Friday, if you don't know, DreamHack Major 4 is only a 3-day event for Call of Duty. Typically, we're 4. It's only 3-day. Friday, the first day, COD will be CDL matches will be being played on the main stage and the B stage with a B stream. So you'll be able to watch whatever match it is you prefer. And then Saturday and Sunday, challengers will be in the challengers pit as well as on the B stage and the B stream. So basically everything that we had back in the day and like what made COD so great is working its way back into DreamHack, courtesy of Adam Apicella, because I mean, this is what this guy does, right? I mean, he's literally like, this guy could almost be Mount Rushmore of Call of Duty esports because of what he's able to do and what he's done for the scene. So Major 4 is actually going to be insane.
It's going to be fucking turned, chat.
And then on top of all of that, as long as you have a DreamHack ticket, you can get into any of the other esports. You won't have a seating reserved for you like you would if you buy the add-on, like we have for the CDL. But you can get in and you can go stand in the back, walk around, check out Counter-Strike, check out Halo, check out every other game, convention, activation they're going to have there. So I'm so excited, bro. I'm actually so geeked for this because, I mean, DreamHack is just a bigger experience in and of itself compared to just COD. So there's going to be so much to do, so much to see. And I mean, hopefully the COD's elite too, right? Hopefully the matches can live up to this hype, but this shit looks sick.
Look, you don't have to walk to another building, another hotel lobby, another fucking 5 miles away, whatever the case may be. You watch on main stage, your team isn't playing, you turn around, you go watch challengers, and when your team comes back on, you turn right back around. And if your team isn't playing at all, you don't feel like watching anything, go watch some Halo, go watch some Counter-Strike or something, go watch some Super Smash, go meet Nate Shop, go do something, brother. Like, it's going to be a lot for you to do. So I'm fucking excited for this because this is my first DreamHack. And it's already looking absolutely amazing. Shout out to Adam. That man is a fucking goat, chat.
This is also my first DreamHack. Do we know how the streams are gonna work? How are they gonna do a 3-day tournament?
They're gonna have
A stream, B stream.
Yeah.
I don't know how many matches are going to be on each day, right? Because typically the event is 18 matches. The event is 18 matches. So I'd imagine typically we have what, 4, 5, 5, 4 is how it goes. So
bullshit. I mean,
it's probably going to be 9 matches on Friday. And it'll be like 4 matches at a time. And then the 5th match will probably be the last one that'll be maybe on the main stage. So it'd be like, or I guess it would be the winners round 1 matches would be on the main stage. And then they would run losers matches on the B stage at the same time. Or I don't actually really know how it's going to work, but it's going to be 2 stages, 2 streams.
Yeah. I mean, because what time do matches at majors usually start at?
Usually it is 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern.
Yeah, 1:30 Eastern, yeah.
So 12:30. I mean, right here it says the food starts at 10, so matches may start at 10. Just push everything up for that first day.
I mean, if matches started at 12, they could push it up on the first day for sure. But if matches started at 12:30, at least at the last major, right? We were in by 11, I think, right? Was it 11 or 11:30 we got in the doors with our VIP passes at Major 2?
Yeah.
We got in an hour before they started.
Yeah.
So it might start earlier. I wonder, it also could be if DreamHack opens at like 10 a.m., let's say, and then like the whole space, like the whole thing is open. So like even if CDL doesn't start till 12:30, you can still go into the CDL space if you wanted to walk around, see what's up. Challengers probably has to start earlier too than the CDL matches because of how many teams and matches there are at that, right? They usually start earlier. So you might be able to go in early, watch some challengers, an hour or so before it actually even gets to CDL time. But I don't know. I mean, listen, we're going to see what happens, but we're going to be here and it's going to be lit. It is going to be lit.
Preston's just depressed because Optic is making him depressed.
Yeah, Preston's sad because Optic won't pick up Mercules.
Yeah. And he's one comment, one Twitter post away from a crash out.
Dude, these guys have me the worst I've ever felt about these guys ever. I can't believe I'm at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, use code Jake Maverick at checkout for some money off. I think.
Yeah, Jake Maverick, one word. I think it's 10% off your DreamHack tickets if you don't have them already. Only the DreamHack ticket, unfortunately, not any of the add-ons like the CDL ticket, but I guess you could save a little bread with my code. I don't get anything if you use it, but fuck it. I know at least one person's used it so far, so shout out to that person and anyone else who maybe has. But I guess we can get into pick'ems, right? I mean, listen, there's matches in 4 days, right? There's matches on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So we might as well get into our pick'ems. But obviously, first and foremost, we just got to say thank you. And we got to shout out 1v1me, sponsor of Around the CDL. If you want to watch and stake esports all day, Madden, COD, FIFA, 2K, you can on the app. You can use the link in the description and use code ATC at sign up. It helps support us and shows that working with us was a good idea for 1v1me. So shout out to them as always for sponsoring us. And we look forward to working with them even more in the future and in future episodes. But let's get into pick'ems, man. That's not what I wanted to show.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, I'm fumbling. Oh, wait. Oh, no.
He's fumbling, chat. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he fumbled.
Oh,
Yeah, make sure you use code ATS.
ATS?
There's a
I mean
notification.
ATC, sorry.
There's a
ATC.
notification that I won my stake.
Yes. Preston and I have been tweeting out our stakes on Twitter, so check us out. And we've low-key been hitting. I think I've only missed one.
I've missed one. I'm now 4 for 5.
I think I'm 3 for 4, but I'll be tweeting out another one tomorrow. So
I think I'm up $87 in prize money, chat. Trust me, follow the way. I'll lead you to cash. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Download, use code ATC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So shout out 1v1me again, man. All right, let's talk about pick'ems, man, because first week back, we actually have some banger matchups. Now, obviously, we got to put the caveat out there if people don't already know. If there's roster changes, we don't know that going into these pick'ems, right? So if you're watching this on Thursday, and let's say we already know Merck's on Cloud9, that would probably affect our pick'ems, but we don't know that at the time of recording. So if there is changes, we might slightly change our pick'ems after we know these, but this is going to be as of Monday night. And I also wanted to say right now, Preston gained a little bit this weekend. He had a pretty good bracket, pretty good picks, only got 2 wrong. So he is only 16 behind Alex now in second place. And Alex is only 2 behind me in first. So the pick'ems leaderboard is getting closer and closer by the minute with between the 3 of us. So
yes, Rick, to answer your question real quick before we start. All 50 states are good.
Yes, 1v1me is available everywhere. Which is lit.
Stake in... Is it? Someone asked me about EU too. Is EU?
I think he said everywhere. Like I think he said you can use it wherever you want.
That's what's up, Rick.
Let's go, Rick. Let's go. We appreciate you.
When you sign up, use code ATC. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously, everyone who signs up and like uses codes, whether it's 1v1me or if it's on Juvie or Agent Picks, like anything with our codes, like it shows those people that working with us was a good idea, which means a lot to us. So shout out to everyone who's ever supported the channel, supported myself, the show, the 3 of us. So thank you guys. But let's get into it, man. First matchup back is Atlanta FaZe versus Vancouver Surge. Atlanta FaZe versus Vancouver Surge is the first matchup back, which is pretty insane. What do we think?
Surge 3-2.
Oh, shit. You got FaZe starting with a loss?
See.
I'm going to take Surge 3-1. I got to see Atlanta's hardpoint come back to fruition before I can take them in a series against a good hardpoint team. I think Surge is a very good hardpoint team, and in Atlanta, they've been struggling in HB. This is nothing against that. I just got to see them get back to the game before I can pick them.
Yeah. Oh, also, I guess Fuel just reminded me, I think unintentionally, he said the prone glitch from the new update has not gotten fixed. They're not playing on the new patch this week. They apparently were supposed to. That's been pushed back. So they're still playing on old patch this week, according to what I heard on the flank last night. So that prone glitch, I guess, doesn't matter yet. And I guess if things don't get fixed, they probably will just continue to play on old patch, but they're not moving the new patch, according to the flank last night, which is what I heard. So that's just something to throw out there for anyone that's wondering. But I also have Surge. I got Surge 3-2. I'm going to match Alex. Listen, FaZe could win this for sure, right? Probably in a Neslo fashion, but I think Surge... I mean, listen, Surge either come out here and they get 3-0 slammed because they're down bad after the finals, or they come out with some vengeance and they want to get some wins and they want to get back there. So I got Surge. Then we got... Oh, yeah, sorry, Preston. He raised his finger.
I would like to change my pick. I'm going to take FaZe 3-2. I need to take every opportunity I can to get some pick back.
Especially, that's a good one.
This for sure is one that I'm taking my pick on. So I'll take FaZe in game 5.
Why Optic only play once first weekend, Danny? Because that's just how the schedule works out. There's 4 weeks. You only play 5 matches. Or there's 3 weeks. You only play 5 matches. So 2 of the weeks you play twice. 1 of the weeks you play once. It's just how it'll go for every team. Okay, Toronto versus Carolina Royal Ravens. I'm going to go Toronto Ultra 3-0. I just, maybe Ravens will get a bit better. Maybe they'll make a change. I guess you never know, but
I'll
I
give
got
them
Ultra
that.
3-0.
I have Ultra 3-1.
Yeah, this one I'm not taking a chance.
This guy hates the Ravens.
I'm going Ultra. I might go Ultra 3-0. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Chat, also, a reminder, you guys got to brainstorm some ideas, punishments for Preston when he comes last in our Pick'ems leaderboard this season. Drop them in the comments, drop them in the chat. Any ideas you think that Preston should have as his punishment when he inevitably comes last because he's 16 behind right now. So obviously keep them reasonable, nothing crazy, nothing too expensive. And we'll take some inspiration.
I'm broke, Chad. I'm broke.
We'll take some inspiration. Okay, Cloud9 New York versus the Vegas Falcons to round out Friday. This one's interesting.
Burgerable.
This is a Burger Bowl, right? And like I said, we don't know roster changes. I guess you could try to predict if you wanted to into your pick'ems. But what do we think? Is Vegas just going to be a little bit better online? Is C9 just ass? Are they chalked? They got to make a change. I know we can't really predict it well, but
yeah, I'm gonna go Vegas 3-2.
I'm also going to go Vegas, especially to give Preston that chance. I'm going to go Vegas. I'll go 3-2 as well. Why not? I'm going to go 3-1. I feel like we don't get game 5s too much anymore. I'm going to go Vegas, though.
I would love to take Vegas here, but I got to take the opportunity when I get it. I'm going to go C9. Maybe game 5. And let's hope that they somehow swindle Mercules into joining. That will help me feel a little bit better about the situation.
All right, to Saturday, Vegas Falcons playing again versus the Minnesota Rocker. A big matchup for champs qualification. Every single one for Rocker is going to be. But I got Minnesota Rocker. Especially because I also want to wish the storyline. And I know, unfortunately for you guys, I want to see a banger to see who makes chance between Rocker and Optic in Major 4. So I'm giving it to Rocker, though, but I do think they're better. And I do think, this team's going to be locked in. I'm going to go 3-2 on this one because Rocker always go game 5, but I'm going to take them over Falcons.
I'm going to go game 5 as well over Falcons.
Oh, so now you can take Falcons, Preston.
I'm going to take Falcons in the game 5. I have to go opposite on ones that I feel could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Falcons could maybe take this series.
I think they can win it, yeah.
I'm going to go game 5 Falcons.
Fair. All right. Then we go to Boston Breach versus the Carolina Royal Ravens. Honestly, a match that I feel like, a month ago, I would have thought would have been almost like a low-key banger. But I don't know if it's really that anymore. I got Boston Breach 3-1. I just feel more confident in this Boston team. This Ravens team, I used to really like what I saw from them. Haven't really been like that since they dropped Vivid. I got to see them get back to form a bit before I take them over pretty much anybody that's middle of the pack or better.
Yeah, I'm going Boston 3-1 as well.
Yeah, I can't take Ravens here. I'm sorry. I'm going Boston 3-1.
Hell yeah. Hey, shout out to Drippy in chat. That's our guy right there.
Drippy!
Okay. Optic versus the Vancouver Surge. I got Surge 3-0.
Same.
Fucking same. Yeah, I'm not. I would love to sit here and put them as a team that I could take as a chance for a pick 'em, but I need these picks, and I'm not fucking taking a chance on these guys. Not in current form. I'm sorry. I'm going 3-0 Surge.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Optic could steal a control. Surge is pretty bad at control.
Okay,
but Optic
so
are bad at
you're
it
too.
right. No, you're right. I'll go 3-1 Optic. There you go. They're not beating them in hardpoint. No, sorry.
3-1 Surge. I was gonna say, wait, this guy just flipped.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
3-0 Surge.
But yeah, I feel bad for Optic. One match of the weekend, and they play Surge. Okay, then we rounded out with a pretty solid matchup: Miami Heretics versus the LA Thieves. Really?
That's not gonna be close.
Really? I mean, obviously, I'm going LAT. I'm going to give Miami a map, though. I'm going to give them a map. Miami is a bit better versus Thieves online than they are on land this season, so I'll give them 1.
I'm going to take Miami in a game 5 with the major hangover. Come back after winning Atlantis flawlessly as you did and come back to your first online match.
They're actually still hungover from partying.
I'll come back Miami bringing the fire, the passion. Vamos. They take it in game 5.
Miami has upset potential. They do. They just don't feel like they match up well versus LAT. So it is what it is. And then we go to Miami again. On to Sunday first match. Miami versus LAG. I'm going to go Miami Heretics 3-0 over the Gorillas. Gorillas could be potentially a team that makes changes, although I don't think they will because they've made so many this year. Might as well give a roster some time, but who knows? I'm going Heretics either way.
Same 3-0.
Same 3-0. Yeah, that is not one I'm going against.
No. Toronto Ultra versus Cloud9. Second match on Sunday. What do we got?
Another 3-0. Toronto.
Same.
Yeah, I'm going 3-0s. I got to put more 3-0s, bro. We get so many of them these days. Like, I'm just going to start throwing them in there. Toronto 3-0 as well. All right, and then last match of the Sunday. LA Thieves versus Atlanta FaZe. Last match of the weekend, not even just of Sunday, but obviously of Sunday. Reigning champions of Major 3 versus the reigning champions of Major 1 and Major 2. I mean, I'm biased, right? So I'll go first. I got LAT 3-1 over Atlanta FaZe.
I got LAT 3-2.
And Preston is gifted a free chance here to get a point, which is a reasonable one to take a potential point on.
Wow, you guys gave me 2 opportunities to take FaZe and gain a point. I mean, you guys are being way too kind.
I mean, they're playing the 1 and 2 teams.
I'm taking FaZe in a game 5. I need this to happen. If I am right on both, LAT would start 0-2. How fucking catastrophic would that be to go win the major and then start off 0-2 the next split?
I mean, listen, LAT's got some tough opponents, right? FaZe and Miami. Like I said, Miami hasn't beat LAT this year at all, so it's like, are they going to beat them? But Miami's a good team with upset potential, and FaZe is obviously a really good team that can definitely beat LAT. So if you're going to pick against them, it's not the worst weekend to do it.
So what's that mean? We have 5, maybe even 6 different, right? Oh, I might get some picks.
You could get some. Listen, I think there's some coin flips this weekend. I feel like either of the FaZe matches, you never know. Both of the Falcons matches this weekend feel like you never really know what could happen. Other than that, maybe that's kind of all of the rest of them feel pretty decisive. But I feel like there's 4 to 5 matches this weekend that feel like it could be 50-50 or at least close to it. Which is good, which is what we want to see for COP. We don't want to see 3-0 blowouts, which we probably are going to get anyway, no matter what. So, all right, those are the pick'ems. I feel like we flew through those. That felt like the quickest pick'ems we've ever done, but I'm not complaining.
It's because now we know, like, we're at the point in the year where we know the team's tendencies and matchups and
we
whatnot,
know who's good at what. Yeah. But all right, so chat, this is the point in the show where we open the floor to you guys. Questions, topics for us to talk about, hot takes, anything you want to ask or hear us discuss. We open the floor to you guys. We like to talk to you guys. It's a staple of the show. We're just fans who like to talk with other fans. So let us hear it for the people that are here in the live chat. What do you guys got? What do you want to talk about? What are your questions? When will the pain end? Fueled? You're going to have to wait till next season, brother. Go watch some Halo. Go watch some Halo.
That's true. I love those guys. Thank Christ. If they were fucking bad too, dude, I'd probably cry.
Go watch some Halo. Hey, we can watch some Omit GG Apex if you're down. You want Optic to get Fueled? How about this? You want Optic to get another esports? Why don't you just adopt Omit as your second favorite org? And as they start to expand, you can root for them too.
They win, Fueled. They fucking win.
Although I don't know anything about that Apex team. I don't know a lot about Apex, but I've never heard of those guys. So I feel like they're definitely not going to be a team that's probably winning, but you never know. You never know.
Undefeated this stage, winning Major 4. I don't think they drop a single series this stage.
That's a hot take, Nick, but you never know. It's FaZe.
I mean, it's FaZe, dog, but that would be typical.
It is FaZe. Also, this is another thing I want to mention. LAT went 27-5 map count this stage. 27-5. The only maps they dropped were 3 to Ultra Online and 2 to Surge in Winners Finals. That is fucking insane, bro. That is actually insane.
Titan Fighter probably, but they probably go out top 8. Probably lose 2 round or back-to-back matches at champs, if I had to guess.
How does that work? So if you're the 8 seed and you lose at champs, who do you play in losers of the champs round? Like, the loser of what matchup do you play if you're the 8 seed?
No, so
like, because
there's
you,
4 winners matches. Top
yeah,
8 seeds.
yeah, one.
First
So
day is
LAT
4
would play
minute
Optic
questions.
right now, and Optic
Yes.
would let lose, and they
The
drop.
second day starts with 2 losers matches.
Yes, that's what
Losers
I'm saying.
round
Who would
1.
Optic play in that matchup
They
potentially?
they would they would play
The
give me a
loser of
second.
which
Oh, yeah.
match?
The loser of 2 and
4 or 5.
7. Right? Oh wait. Yes, it would be 4 and 5 because the way that
Yeah,
it works is they're
I'm
projected to
looking it up.
take like the highest seed possible of who they're projecting to lose, which would be the 5 seed. So they probably play who would be the 4 and 5 seed, like just taking a fucking guess off the top of the head. Like a Carolina, Miami, maybe?
Um,
Yeah, can you believe Optic won champs last year? And
I
now
mean,
we're dog
the
shit.
4 and 5 seed right now are Surge and Ravens.
Okay.
So
So
if Optic
Surge-
loses, they probably would play Ravens as of right now, given what we
Wait,
what we have.
who was the 8th seed last year? Miami?
I
Yes.
think so, if I remember off the top of my head.
Yes.
And then New York was what seed?
New York
4.
was
Yes.
Yeah, so
yes,
then
New York was
yeah.
4.
FaZe
Yeah.
Toronto, Optic, New York.
Yeah, so then because New York beat Seattle, FaZe beat Miami, and the losers bracket, Miami played Seattle, and Toronto played LAG,
Yes.
who was the 7th seed, and Toronto was the 4th seed. So
Yeah.
So it is it is 4 versus 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Because
guys play
Surge plays
loser of
Miami,
4
you're
or
right.
5, which
Right
4
now
could,
it's Surge Ravens.
4 could change because Ultra and Surge are 3-4, and it's a 10-point difference. And I guess 5 could change, but it's a 25. No, yeah, it's a 25-point difference between 5 and 6. So there's a real possibility Optic could play anybody between Boston, Heretics, Ravens, probably in that losers matchup. If they do obviously lose to whoever they play, if they make champs. But I just wanted to see what that was like. Because I don't know, maybe there's a chance they get a win on the board at champs. You never know. You never know.
I mean, if they played Ravens, maybe, but at this point, they own our shit, so probably not.
Mm-hmm. To answer Thomas's question, he asked, do y'all think he's getting dropped in reference to Skies? He's not getting dropped, Thomas. According to Shotzi on stream today, they are not making a roster change. So if you're an Optic fan and you like the roster, rejoice, I guess, because it does not look like they're changing. Unless Shotzi lied, which would be, it would be even crazier if he was lying about it, because he was playing with Skies on stream. Like, he's been on stream with Skies all night today, and I know they're friends. Unless they dropped Hook.
I, in fact,
But I don't think they're changing.
feel very confident that they are not changing because I have gotten 2 messages from people that I feel very confident have told me that they are not changing. So
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
cooked.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Rick asked, in the past, people have hated region-based rosters because they don't work. Have those opinions changed since Miami has now made 2 Sundays this year?
no,
Really?
yeah,
You don't think region-based can work?
2 out of however many Sundays since they started doing this.
That's
True,
fair.
but I guess it took them time to find the talent.
I guess it depends, right? Because this Miami team looks good as shit, but like they might, they might be the one region that you can build a roster that can compete. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how many other regions there might be that you can actually. Miami's been competing for a while, right? It just took them a bit to get the right pieces to actually have a contending roster. Like I don't think the Saudi region lock's ever gonna work.
Also,
Like
contending in what way? Contending for top 4 or contending for chips?
chips.
He
Don't
just,
count.
He just asked if we feel like our opinions changed in terms of it working, building a region-based team.
No, this Miami team can compete for chips for sure. They can compete for chips.
I think honestly, for every team outside of Thieves and FaZe, like the other top teams, they can compete given the matchups they get at the major.
Yeah.
Like if Miami doesn't play LAT, if someone knocks out LAT for them, I think they have a chance because they just can't beat LAT.
That's true. I mean, they do have 2 entirely new players this year, Rick. They do have 2 entirely new players. Rancor is a fucking dog.
Rancor's
And
so good.
Super so far looks really, really good. Metals has gotten progressively better as the year has gone on, but he's always kind of been solid. He's never this is his best COD for sure in X amount of years, but he's always been pretty solid, to be fair. But Super and Rancor have really elevated this team to what they are. So I guess to your answer, I don't like region base even after this Miami has succeeded, but I guess this team has kind of swayed me in a maybe we should give it some time before we make that final opinion, if that is an acceptable answer.
I do also think, this is like sort of a side note, but the same thing about Miami that no one's talked about. Miami dropped Lucky for Super and placed worse at this event. I know technically at Major 2 they were even worse, but they got 3rd at Major 1 and they got 4th at this event.
Major 1 doesn't count.
I think they should bring Lucky back.
Major 1 never counts.
I think they should. Honestly, I think they should drop Super and Rencor. Let's make it a little easier. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, does that really count though? Because I got 12 at Major 2.
Yeah, because they played LAT. Listen,
but the
bro.
LAT just lost to Boston though.
Who did they play in losers? Miami to get top 12.
LAT.
Oh,
because LAT lost to Boston and we dropped.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they started in losers. That's my bad. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Nah, I think they're better with Super. I think they have a higher ceiling for sure with Super.
Oh, well, yeah, 1,000%.
And a higher floor probably.
Are they contending for chips though? I still don't see it.
I don't see it unless they get blessed.
Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, Sunday. Yeah.
For sure, make Sundays 1,000%. Top 4, top 3 maybe, but chips, I don't think so.
Miami would need like Surge to knock out FaZe and like Ultra to knock out Thieves, and then to beat those teams to get a championship. And even at that, they'd still have their work cut out for them to beat those teams.
Yeah. Imagine that's what happens, Major 4.
That'd be crazy.
You gotta check the timeline, dude.
What's happening on Twitter, bro?
What's happening?
FaZe just tweeted a video at Dashy, and Dashy replied, dude.
Oh no. Dashy replies to FaZe Unk. Hold on, live on stream. We gotta react. Let me see.
Oh, bro. Holy fuck. Dashy's a moron. Oh.
Wait, what did Dashy say?
FaZe, it's a 2-minute video. I'm not listening to this, but the caption is Optic Dashy, sorry you're not overrated. And then Dashy responded, haha, no worries, my man. Looks like I gotta try and prove you wrong. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. What did FaZe call him overrated? Did that happen, I guess?
I guess. I have no idea.
That's
Sorry,
hilarious.
you're not overrated. FaZe a fucking legend, dude.
Shout out FaZe. I saw him on the broadcast like 1,000 times at this event. Mainly because there's like 74 people in that venue, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you've honestly missed nothing. There's been no news outside of Shotzi saying Optic's not making any changes. That's literally all that's happened today.
Yo, good question. He actually changed his alias. He goes by something else. He's
Alias?
Yeah.
Alias. Nah, bro, this guy.
Oh my
It's
God.
Alias.
I'm sorry.
It's
Does
pronounced
it fucking
Alias.
matter? Does it,
It
actually
does
fucking
matter. It does matter.
I'm
Elias?
sorry. Does it fucking matter?
Is that Standy? Are we talking about Standy right now?
Preston, say Maymays.
Okay,
Like,
you're
what
funny,
the
bro.
He's trolling.
Now he's trolling.
He's trolling.
Okay, sorry.
What does it?
He changed his alias.
I don't know what it is, but that's probably why you haven't heard of him. He's like a content creator for org or something, I think.
That's so funny, bro.
Elias. What the fuck does it matter?
It's just that's not how you say the word. It's alias.
It doesn't matter though. Like,
Well, I mean, you want me to start calling you Prieston? Like,
I mean-
you know, I'll call you Kaiser season while I'm at it. Like, you fuck it, might as well.
Kaiser kind of go hard, low
Kaiser,
key.
yeah.
Kaiser.
That's funny. bro.
Again.
That's funny. I saw Luke said in chat, and this is something I actually wanted to touch on. He said, since Dan Ghosty got his one chip, I feel like he'll be better in finals and be less nervous. And I agree, bro. I said it on the watch party last night when I said it when Alex and I were on the watch party because Preston didn't fuck with us at all this weekend.
What the fuck?
I think
I was on Friday.
Ghosty is going to be unlocked now on Sundays. I think the nerves are gone. He finally got it, and I think he's going to step up his game, which only makes LAT more scary as long as they don't get complacent. Because if they get complacent, none of this matters anyway. They're cooked. But as long as they stay locked in mentally and they really, really want to continue to win, I think they can actually do it. I think FaZe the only ones that can compete with LAT at the top.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's ass. So
Okay, I'm literally clipping that and sending it to Dan, bro. I'm
Jack,
clipping that and sending it to him.
I love that guy, but he's ass. But I love that guy. The guy won't chow me. I asked him to chow me. He said no.
Well, that's
He's
probably
terrified.
good for you.
He's terrified. He's absolutely terrified.
Yeah. Shout out Dan Ghosty, bro. It was his birthday weekend and he got his first dub. Is that not sick to get your first dub on your birthday weekend? The last time an LA Thieves player had a birthday, Dylan Envoy got shit on by Kenny in a 1v2 round 11 game 5 fucking to lose to Optic in a 5-1 comeback. So I'm glad Dan got a dub on his birthday weekend because Envoy got pissed on.
FaZe on Sunday, that's true. But that's if Toronto doesn't turn up against Thieves and Surge doesn't turn up against FaZe on a fucking Saturday or shit or something.
Abby, are we forgetting about Optic?
Yeah, we are. We are forgetting about Optic. Without a doubt.
I can't
Is
even
Envoy's
take it
best
seriously anymore.
moment? Best moment is that when we won against TJ? Yes, that's what literally saved Optic Gaming as an organization.
Yeah.
I love that guy. I love Dill. Dude,
Oh.
his dad. Did you see his dad reply to my shit? His dad's cold
No.
as fuck, dude. His
No,
dad is cold
what
as
is his
fuck.
dad is hilarious. What did he say?
I made the tweet about the Challengers player, whatever. Saying like,
yeah.
yeah. No, and his dad liked my tweet, so obviously like his dad didn't care that I tweeted that because I mean it's true. 3 Challengers player would pre-compete for a chip,
Mhm.
but someone replied some egregious shit like, I don't know, they should really consider getting rid of Envoy. He's got so much to prove today, and then he waited till they won and came back and said, "Did he prove enough for you?" or some shit. Like I forget exactly how he worded it, but it was cold.
He's hilarious.
It was cold as fuck.
He's hilarious.
He responded to Casbo as well.
Cold as shit.
Yeah. Nah, Envoy's parents are awesome. Hopefully we can see them at Major 4. But yeah, dude, I love these LA Thieves guys, man.
I'm so sure you do.
Can
It's
you
so nice
just
having a super
like
team.
it's actually insane having Scrap and Hydra on your favorite team together. Like it's actually because like LAT and 100T have had great COD teams in the past, right? And they've won world championship. But like Scrap and Hydra on your team, when that team is playing at its best, genuinely looks unbeatable. Like they look completely it looks like there's not a single team in the world that can beat them when those guys are dropping 1.3s the way they were this past weekend, especially on Sunday. Well, other than the 3 of us. Other than the 3 of us, plus Lando.
Hey, they're lucky we weren't there, to be honest.
Yeah, they're lucky we didn't qualify and no one picked. Rafi's got to get in the league and pick us up.
Did you guys make us a Major 3? Nah, Germany. We're going to be at Major 4, though.
Yeah, we'll be a Major 4. We'll be
Oblivion Remastered? Holy fuck, Tony, I want to play that.
Who is Simo?
Simo? You don't know Simo?
No.
No. It's like what's his name?
Skimp?
Skippy.
Skimpy, yeah, Skimpy, bro. Fuck that kid's next up. That kid's next up, bro. I love Skimpy.
No, I know you're saying Luke. I was being an asshole. Don't worry.
What's his
What is it?
Elias.
That's hilarious.
Dude, that's literally how you say it. It's all good.
That's too funny.
Oh my god.
That's too funny.
It's Elias.
Fueled, we talked a bit about the venue earlier. Apparently, from what I heard, because I had a couple people that like are in the streams pretty usually that were at the event that were DMing me while they were there. They said that like at the venue it was actually like pretty nice and people were enjoying it. But apparently on the obviously on the broadcast, because I can speak from what I watched, it looked kind of ass. But apparently for the people there, it was actually pretty good. Although Challengers was shit. Challengers, they weren't even allowed inside unless they were playing. They just sit outside in like the 85-degree sun at a picnic table and wait for their match. But apparently the CDL venue itself for the people there wasn't bad, but on the broadcast it looked kind of crappy.
Yeah, it did look kind of crappy.
It looked definitely low budget, right? It definitely looked low budget, but like, dude, I don't know. Like, would you rather not have an event or would you rather have what we just had, right? Like, someone's got to host the events if the CDL's not going to do it. Miami stepped up and maybe they didn't have the biggest budget to do it, but I'd rather have that than nothing.
Yeah, I'd rather have that than nothing too. They at least gave us something, but I wish it was better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is another thing that we didn't talk about that I don't know if people saw it on the timeline. Joe DeCeive said you could literally screen peek across the stage. He said with the way the desks were set up, since I guess they were like just literally straight across from each other on the stage, you could just like look back. Like, as dude, Super must have seen everything, bro. He must have seen everything with how far back he sits, which is kind of crazy because usually what you'll notice, I feel like, is they'll be like tilted when the desks they're not facing each other. They're usually like a tilt where like you can't see across. But like that's kind of crazy. I mean, I'm guessing nobody did it, hopefully, right? But like,
you scrapped it.
You scrap. I said it on the fucking watch party, bro. I said Scrap's neck is so long. I bet you he can just like kind of crane back and screen peek. And then Joe DeCeive comes out 24 hours later saying you could screen peek, and Alex is like, "You said it, bro. You called it."
No, that's actually kind of crazy. Chat. They fucking cheated, chat. They cheated.
That's kind of crazy, dude. Shout that neck. You know what I'm saying? Shout out that neck.
Asterisk on Major 3. That's what I'm hearing. Doesn't actually count as a chip.
Screen peeking didn't help Optic at all, though, I guess. God damn. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's why we lost, because they were screen peeking us.
Yeah.
FaZe was good. Did you think the tiny terrors could have had any length to be able to screen peek? Those boys they could barely see their own monitors. So small, they're so low.
They went to Home Depot before they snuck the ladder.
They bought some booster sheets, bro.
Yeah, seriously, bro.
They bought some booster sheets.
That's too funny.
Sandwiches just Major was to know. Yeah, that's what we pretty much heard. Is you were like in a fucking office.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they were playing out of an office. I think they were playing out of the Misfits HQ office, which is like another org. That's they used to own the Mutineers, I think.
They played San Diego.
poor tiny terrorists, bro. Poor tiny terrorists.
Is this Optic's worst season?
Yes.
One of the better.
At least from what I've watched, I think this is the worst season Optic's ever had.
There's like Rotor 2's up there.
It's definitely harder to judge because there's like less events, so they've had less opportunity to try and like prove something, right? But I think this is probably the worst season they've ever had. Triple top 8s. I think it's the first time it's happened since Ghosts. And other than like the World War II team and the Ghost team, that are the only ones I think that can compete with it. Nah, bro, Cold War was not this bad, Tony. That Cold War team was way better than this team.
They were playing on Sundays, man. They were playing on Sundays.
This team hasn't made a Saturday yet, bro.
They didn't make a grand final, but they got a top 3, couple top 4s. They were playing on Sundays.
I think this is the worst season for Optic ever. At least from what I remember from the 14 years I've been watching. Pre-MW3 OG, maybe they had worse teams, I don't know, but from what I know, I think this is the worst. Which is crazy, dude. After they just won champs last year. Sorry.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Like, that just wasn't...
Hey, but remember, dude, anytime, this is for you two specifically, and anyone in chat that can relate to this, anytime you think about how bad Optic season is, just remember you were there last year when they won, when they lifted that trophy.
I'll never forget it.
And you were there when they got their rings this year.
One of the greatest moments of my life, man. I'll never forget it.
So just remember the absolute highs, the headache you had when they were making that run on Sunday and they were winning matches and they were lifting that trophy and the confetti was flying all over us, bro, and you were screaming. Just remember how lit that was, bro.
I'll never forget. I couldn't hear shit. My ears were ringing. Alex said my name like 13 times trying to get my attention. I'm just sitting there like...
Yeah, no, you were tweaking. You were literally that picture. You like this on the broadcast.
I was fighting for my damn life. I didn't have to. I brought hella Motrin to the event this year. I had to use
You only complained of a headache like one time, I think. Yeah, when we were walking to the venue on like the third day.
We played 2 matches.
Yeah, so just remember that, man. And if you're an Optic fan and you weren't at the event, just remember what it felt like watching them win. Go watch the highlights back from champs last year.
You know what? I'm watching the champ series back. You're right.
Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, just imagine how I felt in Cold War. Imagine how I felt during Cold War.
Yeah, I mean,
listen, you guys are basically having a Cold War LAT season with a couple less roster
Pretty
changes.
much.
You know, but I guess the difference is we didn't win champs the year before.
no.
But maybe watch the process fit of them winning later, dude. That's all the dope you can get.
You got to, dude. I've already watched like every watch party's reaction to LAT winning yesterday. I watched the comms video. I rewatched the comms of that last Skyline map 4 like 3 times. I edited my video this morning that I uploaded with me and Alex reacting and watching the event, or the Sunday. So I've watched LAT win Major 3 like probably 6 times already, and it's only been like 24 hours.
Wait, where'd you upload that?
On my YouTube channel.
Oh.
Yeah, I posted it this afternoon. Number 1 LAT fan reacts to winning Major 3.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Chat, do you guys think I'm the number 1 LAT fan, or do we think nah? Do you think someone's got me beat?
Yep. Optic Texas burner.
What the fuck? Yeah, I think you're probably right. Los Angeles Thieves burner here.
I think I can get away with putting number 1 LAT fan in my YouTube titles.
You probably could.
I feel like I can. Maybe I'm not the biggest fan, right? I'm sure there's someone out there who is just like, this is all they live and die by. But like, I mean, you know what I mean? I got the content, right? A big part of my brand is being an LAT fan. And I do think I'm probably the biggest, if not one of the biggest. You know what I mean? I've been rocking with that. I've been rocking with the Thieves since they got into COD, when Nate Shot started this org.
Alex is number 1 Optic fan, so.
I mean, he's literally Optic Texas burner. I might have to change my name to LA Thieves burner.
You might.
I would have to make a burner account.
Preston, actually.
No, I mean, Preston's the face of the green wall.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like, I genuinely think if you asked, it have to be on Twitter, if you asked 100 Optic fans, when I say Optic fan, who do you think of? I bet you like 30 of them would say Preston.
Okay. No, they're not. No one.
I bet you like 30 would say Preston, and there might be like 5 or 6 that say Alex because of the name.
Yeah.
But I maybe with the hat gives you some branding. But I think they really think of Preston. And dude, this guy. I think Sandy.
No bullshit.
I think Sandy would get some mentions too.
It's Preston and Sandy who are the biggest ones. People may say Boozer because they see him at like events as well. He's always doing a shoey. But it's for surely those two.
Dude,
that's the face of the green wall.
I feel like, dude, Preston literally can tweet like, "Let's go Optic." It'll get 500 likes in like an hour. Like, is that not insane? Like, anything you tweet related to Optic, it just spawns in with 200 likes every time I look at your page.
I mean, brother, like he asked for his Caesar Cinemas, which, by the way, I think you should pick mine. I think mine was pretty well.
You're a fucking more. That should have me in tears.
Pretty well designed. Brother, he has like 35 billion comments on it already.
Dude, he's literally the owner of the Greenwall Twitter community that has like 8,000 members almost in it or some shit like that.
And Zinni's in there. I didn't even know Zinni was in there like that.
Nah, you're the face of the fans, bro. You and Sandy, you guys can co-own it. I don't really know Sandy at all, but she is definitely one of the Optic fans I see on my timeline a ton. Which is
but I became an Optic fan in like BO2 when I was watching Scump. Those Sweat Bandit videos is like what got me addicted to COD.
Yeah,
Preston is Hollywood.
Preston is Hollywood. What does the follower count look like now? Alex is at 6343, and Preston's at 6186. Yo, he's catching up to you, Alex.
I'm telling you, bro.
Preston's catching up, bro. He used to be down by a bit. He's only like 150 behind now.
This guy's catching. I also don't tweet a lot as well anymore.
Yeah, you got to get back on your bullshit. Chat, we were when we were reaching out to some sponsors and talking to some people, we were adding up our Twitter analytics and like our impressions and stuff. Dude, between me and Alex combined, literally didn't even have the same amount of impressions as Preston. I think we looked at our Major 2 impressions, like what we tweeted for like the weekend of Major 2. Preston had like 2 million Twitter impressions, and I think Alex and I had like 1.3 combined. It was insane. Like, this guy just has so much motion, bro. He's so much motion.
That's why they added me on chat. You know what I'm saying? That's
I mean, listen, I'm
Alex-
glad Alex knew who you were, because when I said who should we have, he said, I think this guy Preston would be interested.
Well, yeah, because I saw Preston and I was like, this guy's another Optic fan. He might be chill. I was like,
He's
let me ask
kind of
him.
chill, I guess. He's kind of chill.
I did see that field, yes, when attached went through Chile in World War II. Oh, and what was it? London Docks, whatever the fuck it was called.
Mm-hmm. He's running through his own artillery.
Thank you, Caleb. Thank you.
Yeah. And Rob, they stream occasionally on Twitch. Literally their ats are on. Actually, I think Alex's Twitch is Optic Texas spelled out like TEXAS.
Yeah.
But their Twitches are like the same as the thing on screen right now. If you ever want to tune in, drop them a follow. They do stream occasionally, but part timers, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm carrying the boats out here for the streaming.
Dude, I do want to stream more. I streamed like a couple of days ago just for the bullshit of it, but I'm just busy with work.
Yeah, I'm unemployed, so.
Beastin'. Oh my god.
Oh man.
It's been a while, Field. Trust, I'm gonna try to start streaming a little bit more again, but I've been so
20
fucking
days?
busy.
Oh my
I've
god.
been so fucking busy. I'm sorry.
I seen Kismet
Actually,
and
you know what?
Shotzi and Damon at the Frisco Diner. Jose, put that on your life right now.
Wait.
Put that on your life right now.
Screenshot that and tweet it out right now.
You seen that today?
Oh shit. We got intel,
yeah.
chat. We got intel.
Give
him the bulldog. Give him the Preston's about to start barking.
Give me.
I want uppies.
Alright, I can't even promise you that I'm gonna start streaming again because I got some big shit I gotta take care of over the next like 35 days. So
yeah, he's gotta eat my meat.
Yeah,
And
it's
mine.
gonna take me 35 days to get between those two. Cause I mean, Jesus Christ,
Yeah. I'd also, Austin, to answer your question, Merc would not be the youngest in the league. He's 21 years old. Joe Disease would still be the youngest, I believe.
But someone asked if I watched the BO2 days. Not really. Somewhat, but I was way too young to kind of realize what was going on. I was just a fan of Call of Duty.
Way too
I
young.
didn't know.
You guys are making me feel old, bro.
You're old as fuck.
I'm not. I'm literally 2 years older than you guys. I don't even know if it is. I don't even know if it's even technically 2 years.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Well, Alex just turned 25, so I'm not even 2 years older than him.
I did just 25.
I'm like a little under 2 years older than him, and I'm
You're
2
older
years older
than
than
2
you.
years older. You're more than 2 years
but like
older than
she
me.
said, I was too young in BO2. I was watching BO2, and I'm only 2 years older.
You're 25 months older than me. That's a long fucking time.
Oh my
I was
god.
17 around BO2. Holy fuck, Abby's an unk.
Oh, Unkby out there, bro. Unkby Ward, dude.
Unk is right. Holy shit.
Nah, dude.
You're going on
BO2 is
30.
elite, dude. You said you were
Holy
two.
shit.
You were 12. You're not that young, Alex. You were 12 in BO2.
That's 5 years younger than Abby.
Okay, my bad, Abby. My bad, Abby. Damn.
I was a young lad. Preston was born in 2002.
No. I was born in 2000.
Holy fuck! Wait, what was that Optic roster back then? It was like Nade, Scump, Merc, and Big T, right? Or
Yeah,
JCap?
Merc and Big T. Cap was on the roster at one point. Rambo is also on. I think Rambo was on the roster. I think it was who? I think did Nade Shot take Rambo's spot?
I don't even fucking
And then-
remember. Holy fuck!
And then eventually, I think did they drop Merc and bring on Cap, or was it the other way around? But it was some combination of those guys with the teams throughout the year.
I thought Proof was on Envy.
Proof was on Optic and Ghosts.
Yeah.
Was he on Optic at the back end of BO2? Who was on Optic?
I don't know. Is Gabe in here?
He was on Optic in... He might have been on Optic at the beginning of BO2. Or was it like BO1 that Proof was on Optic at one point?
I don't even remember. If Gabe is in here, you know who was on Epsilon? That boy Mad Cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Double check.
Proofy was on Optic in 2011, so that was like BO1 MW3, and then he came back to Optic in 2014, so that was like Ghosts.
Could be a good SMG IGL for Optic. Kismet. No bullshit.
I do, dude. Kismet. I mean, Kismet's the enabler, man. He's the enabler.
That's the bulldog.
Oh yeah, bark for him. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, isn't that crazy? Big T retired at 21 years old, dude. That guy, I mean, it's actually like Big T was the GOAT, bro. Like he was literally the GOAT back in the day.
Chat. At one point, he was in the Guinness
Book of World Records for winningest player. He had like 15 wins.
Yeah.
And then Aches
Like,
eventually passed
he
him,
was
I
him.
think. Was it Aches who passed him
Chat.
first? I think it was Aches who passed him first originally. And then I think Krim eventually passes Aches. But dude,
like if you were to go back and get a like what 2013, 14 Guinness Book of World Records book, he would be in that book.
Yeah.
Like that is cemented in history.
It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. Shout out to Big T, man. He still posts on YouTube. I still occasionally tune into him. I'll go on like a spree where I'll watch Big T for like 3 weeks. But he just plays like random games, I feel like.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He doesn't get involved much, but he's back there grinding.
He does his own thing, man. He stays in his own lane. He's like FaZe Jev. Like he's a part of the team. He's always there, but he just stays in his own lane. He does his own thing. He's a good guy. Shout out Big T, man. Hope that guy's doing good. Big T, if you're watching this, bro, what's good?
Right now, that brother's playing Schedule 1, the weed game.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Tony said he's got a topic. We'll do one last topic, and then we'll move on. Or then we'll end the show. What do you think the flank guys saying this era, or what do you think of the flank guys saying this era is the plumber era of COD? I mean, they're obviously trolling.
Yeah.
They're obviously trolling. The players nowadays are better than the players were back then. But the format nowadays, I think, is easier to win.
Definitely is. There's no
It's
comparison.
easier to win now, but the players are better.
You had to win like 8, 9 series at tournaments back in the day. Like even
Sometimes
fucking
more.
like the jetpack era. This one you get fucking 4 series, you win.
I sure did, Jesus. That was good Chick-fil-A.
It's insane. Wait. This guy's robbing his brother, bro.
That's fucking insane. Where's mine?
You're right. I'll get you some, Tori.
But yeah, Tony, I think they're just trolling. Like, there's obviously, both things are true, but the difference is like nowadays people are playing COD for hundreds of thousands of dollars and are doing it full time as a full job. They have performance coaches. Some of these fucking esports teams have chefs. Like, they do it all day, every day. They do VOD review. Back in the day, people were like coming home from school and scrimming, coming home from work and scrimming. Like, the ceiling was the ceiling. It's word to Big Timer. This is what he always says. Like, back in the day, if this was the ceiling and the best players were here, you could only be this good. But as time progressed, the ceiling raised. So the best players are up here now, so they might be better than the old ones, but like the best are still the best, right? So that's why comparing eras is difficult. So the ceiling's gone up, the players have gotten better because they can invest more time and money into their game and getting better, but there's less events, but it's also a lot easier, or there's less to do to get to a finals and win nowadays.
Yeah, because remember, chat, you can only play who's in front of you. If you have plumbers in front of you, you have plumbers in front of you. If you have Simp, Hydra, BZ, Cell in front of you, you're going to get shit on, but that's who's in front of you. So,
yeah.
Did Neptune single-handedly save the season? For Surge, yes.
For Surge, yeah, dude. Without a doubt. But all right, let's close out the show, man. Let's go. Say your parting words, boys. And we'll be back Monday next week.
I appreciate you guys being here as always. I ain't gonna say shit regarding anything, but you guys know how I feel. So, but no, you guys are the goats. So appreciate you guys. We'll be live again next week. Matches start this Friday already. There's no break, so I guess that's pretty cool. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day regarding ROSTERMANIA. If there are any moves, tomorrow's going to be the day that we find out because roster lock is tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be the day. So keep your eyes out for that. But yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out. And if you download 1v1 me, use code ATC.
Hell yeah.
Chat, we always say we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We would be nothing without you all. But with that being said, though, if you love us, if you hate us, you're still watching there, buddy boy. But chat, obviously, we love you all. We'll see you at Major 4. If anybody's going, I know a lot of people have been saying that they're going to go to Major 4. So, again, come say hi to us. Come get interviewed. Come be in some content for us. Which,
Please.
if you haven't, I put it in the chat. Go watch the Around the CDL Major 2 vlog if you have not. That is a banger. But yeah, chat, we love y'all. We'll be back on the weekend for more matches. We'll be back next Monday for another podcast. And yeah, chat. So we'll see you fuzzing later. Peace.
Yep. Chat, appreciate y'all watching. I guess if anything like insanely crazy happens ROSTERMANIA wise, maybe there's a chance we do an emergency show at some point during this week. If like something insane happens, right? If it's just like normal, like, okay, Merc goes to C9, you know, nothing really happens, like we're probably not going to do an emergency show. But if something crazy happens, we might pop up. So stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter, which are at least my Twitter and the Around the CDL one is linked down below. If you're listening in post, all 3 of our Twitters are down below. But appreciate you guys. If you're on Spotify, leave a 5-star review. If you're on YouTube, drop a sub, drop a like. And yeah, chat, we'll see you guys next week for another episode of Around the CDL. Peace out, chat. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.